It is the final stretch of the Ohio Senate race as well. Midterms approaching fast on Tuesday, and former President Trump set to campaign for Republican J.D. Vance at a rally tomorrow. Vance has widened his lead over Democrat Tim Ryan, according to the latest numbers. Now, correspondent Khalil joining us live in Columbus, Ohio tonight. And Joe, Tim Ryan bucking the trend, predicting an upset in Ohio's turbulent Senate race.
Yeah, he is. Both sides feel confident right now, Natasha. Ohio is always an interesting state because, yes, it is a battleground state, but it's a Republican-leaning battleground state. So from the beginning, Tim Ryan was really the underdog, but he's run a good campaign, staying pretty tight with J.D. Vance. You mentioned the polls now shifting toward Vance a bit more, but both sides still think it's one they can win. And certainly this is a race that could decide who controls the Senate.
J.D. Vance, you get the first question.
It's a race in the heart of the Midwest for U.S. Senate, one both Ohio candidates, Democrat Tim Ryan and Republican J.D. Vance, think they can win. Most polls have Vance ahead, but only by a bit, within the margin of error. Vance continues to tie Ryan to the Biden administration and inflation.
Now, Tim Ryan, of course, has supported all of these policies 100% of the time. And this really is the contrast on these economic issues between Tim Ryan and myself.
The race has been focused on economic issues like inflation and bringing jobs to Ohio. Ryan pitching himself as a moderate who can work with Republicans.
Bipartisan infrastructure bill that's going to create 600,000 jobs here in Ohio. J.D. Vance is against that. Rob Portman, the senator who currently holds the seat, a Republican, helped put that deal together.
But national debates are also on the minds of voters. Vance and Ryan have sparred over crime and policing, abortion, and democracy itself.
President Donald J. Trump.
Former President Trump stumping for Vance at multiple rallies. Ryan has tried to label Vance part of the, quote, MAGA movement, pointing to this moment.
J.D. is kissing my ass. He wants my support.
The Vance campaign welcomes the support from Trump, who won Ohio by 8 points, and points to other endorsements from more moderate Republicans like Ohio's popular Governor Mike DeWine and retiring Senator Rob Portman.
And former President Trump is stumping again. Another rally in Ohio tomorrow for J.D. Vance. We are going to be there as well. On the other side, Tim Ryan getting an endorsement he didn't quite expect from Liz Cheney. She committed to not endorsing any Republicans of her own party that she says have spread the big lie that she calls election deniers. And so her first major endorsement of a Democrat was Tim Ryan for this race. Interesting, although somebody privately from the Ryan campaign told us they're not putting a whole lot of stock in that endorsement because they don't think Liz Cheney necessarily speaks to Ohio voters, but they tell me they'll take it.
And Joe, before you go, there are a few tight House races we're keeping an eye on as well. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, Ohio got a couple of the really tight House races. Marcy Kaptur is a congresswoman who's basically fighting for her political life right now. She's a Democrat incumbent. On the other side of the aisle, there's a Republican, Steve Chabot. Because of redistricting, his district is now incorporating a whole bunch of Cincinnati, which is a largely Democratic area. So he went from a very comfortable Republican seat to now one with a lot of Democrats voting for him. His seat is in danger, so there certainly could be some realignment in Ohio. Both really tight races and really interesting ones to watch from here.
All right. Appreciate the update. Joe Khalil live for us in Columbus, Ohio tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.